What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back with a 2006 Nissan Xterra that I brought to you quite a while ago. It's been sitting in my yard for at least 2 or 3 weeks now. I think it's time we get this thing done. Unfortunately, the last video, the views weren't very good, and honestly, I just didn't expect them to be all that good to begin with, but it's kind of a personal project that I love. I am going to send it down the road once I'm done with it and let somebody else get some use and enjoyment out of it. But I love this thing, so I decided, regardless of the views, I'm going to go ahead and fix it, and then we're going to send it down the road. There's a lot of cars that need my attention right now, and the Xterra is the next one on my list to get done because I think it's a worthwhile project. We've got 4 brand new tires. These are Good Trip GS07s. I don't know, but they're good looking tires. These are brand spanking new tires. They didn't cost all that much, and I think it's going to make this thing ride a whole lot better. The tires on it are warped, they're out of round, and they're just no good. You've got mismatched tires. Some are all-terrains, some are regular highway, like touring tires. That doesn't work. The main issue with this is the alternator, and I made sure that the alternator was actually bad before I decided to go ahead and... Oh, my light died. Lovely. I made sure the alternator was bad. I checked my fuses here. There's a fuse box right here. There's another one right here that actually comes out. You can take it out. I've checked the fuse that goes to the alternator. It's a 15 amp way down here, and it is good as well. We're getting nothing from the alternator to the battery. I am 99% certain that the alternator is the problem. Now, this alternator is supposed to be fairly difficult to change from everything that I read online, and I decided, well, hell, why not tackle it? Let's see if we can do it. The alternator is also very expensive. This thing is like 300 bucks from AutoZone. Most of the auto parts stores I looked at, they're about the same price, $250, $300. That's a lot of money for an alternator, and then you still got to do the labor, and from everything I've read, it's a bear on this vehicle. I found that on Amazon for $110 or so. It's like 100 bucks, $110, $115 shipped to my door. Cheap is the name of the game. Now we're going to get into it. The first thing I'm going to do before I try to change the alternator is we're going to need to get down to the serpentine belt. To do that, we're going to need to take this, whatever this thing is. You got an air intake here with some box here. It's got like a PCV hose here, so we're going to have to pull this clamp back, pull this hose off. I'm going to go ahead and just unscrew right there and unscrew right here. We're just going to pop this whole assembly off, and hopefully we can easily get to the serpentine belt at that point. Nothing is ever as easy as you hope it's going to be, right? Never. So I take this off, and I pull the little hose off, and I take this off, and I think, well, it's just going to pop right out. No, it sure doesn't. Well, that's okay. You got 2 10 mils right here. With those out, hopefully... Okay. What's going to happen is we're going to lose these bolts here, so I'm going to sit them out of the way. And hopefully with a good yank, this thing will... Oh, good Lord. There we go. Jeez, was this necessary? What a waste of space and time. Oh, nice. A couple more 10 mils / Phillips head screws right there, so we can take those off, and then this will come off. All right, now we should be able to just take this and toss it up there out of the way. Look at all the room we've got down here to work now. Plenty of room for activities. There is the belt tensioner. It's going to be kind of hard to see, but it's right where I'm pointing my finger. And it looks like you put, I can't tell, maybe a 3/8 ratchet on that, and hopefully we can loosen it up enough to get tension off that belt and pop the belt off. The belt actually looks to be in relatively good shape. Now I'm going to try to do this one-handed. I have this great ratchet that I bought at Walmart like years ago, and it's got an extendable handle, which makes getting some leverage really easy. Look how easy you can push that out of the way. With that down, I'm going to slip off the belt, and then we should be able to get to the alternator. All right, let's move on over and see what we got. We got her up in the air. And we want to get this wheel off real quick, so I've got the trusty old Milwaukee fuel, which should make pretty quick work of this. Can we do it without dropping everything? We can. All right. I think I better set the camera down to take this wheel off, guys. Oh, she's a big girl. All right, I've repositioned everything and I dropped my little bridge jack. We've got her sitting on a very heavy-duty jack stand right there, and we got the tire off. Now the alternator is hiding under here. There she is in all of her glory. It honestly doesn't look that bad to get to. I could probably do it with this cover on, but I think it'd make it a lot easier if I take the cover off. It looks like, I could be wrong, but it doesn't look like there's anything really holding this on under here, except for some Phillips screws here, another one here, here, and a couple more right here. So I'm going to take those out, and I'm going to see if I can slide this fender liner out. All right, real quick, if you're going to do this job yourself, once you get all the Phillips screws out, it's important to know there's some hiding. There's one there, and there's one there. There's another one hiding right here. So if you don't know it's there, you might miss it and end up breaking something trying to get this liner out. The next step should be relatively easy. There are a couple of these clips, they fit up under the fender, so those have to go back when you're done, but you just kind of push everything out. And there we go, that's it. Was it worth the extra 3 minutes of my time to take this out? Yeah, absolutely. It was absolutely worth it, because now we have access to everything. So what I want to do now is take a look at my new alternator, get a better idea of where the bolts are located that I need to be getting to. Obviously, this one's going to be fun. That's on top. We'll probably not take that off right now. We'll probably save these two connectors for last. What I want to focus on right now is where are the bolts. So we're going to have one right here on the front and another right here on the front that goes through and to the back where there would be a, well, it's threaded. So that's nice. There's no nut. I was thinking we're going to have a nut to contend with on the back, but we're not, because that is a threaded hole. So there's only two bolts that hold this in. Never mind. I'm not going to say it. Let me get this alternator out, and then I'm going to say that it was easy. I just ruined it. One bolt over here, one bolt over here, and then hopefully the alternator will drop down far enough that I can get this connector out and then get to this, which looks like it's probably going to be about a 13 mil, half-inch 13 mil, get that off as well. I hope you guys can see in there good enough to see what's going on, but there is the alternator kind of front and center on your screen right there. Where I've got my, my Milwaukee ratchet is a 12 mil. There's another bolt. I'm going to try to take this off and point you guys to it because it's back there a little ways. It's going to be hard to see. But way on the back side of this alternator, where my finger is, right back here, the power steering pump is in the way. But on the opposite side of that, where my finger is, there's a 14. That's that giant through bolt. And then hopefully you can see the connectors right there that we got to get off as well. A little tight for sure, but so far it looks like I can access both of those bolts easily. And I think we'll be able to get it off without too much of a problem. All right, we've had to move her up just a little bit because I'm going to try to get to this from underneath. I think it might be just a tad bit easier. But while we're under here, why don't we take just a brief look and appreciate this daggum Nissan with over 200,000 miles on it, how she doesn't leak a drop of anything. Not even the rear diff is leaking. This thing is dry as a bone underneath. Suspension looks good. There's a socket. Somebody lost. Ooh, I lied. The oil filter is leaking just a drop, but somebody lost a socket up there. I should try to save that. Let's see if we can find this alternator. There's the alternator right there. Boy, that sucker is a booger to get to. That is no joke. Wow. Okay. That looks fun. All right, I'm going to give you a helpful piece of advice here in case you're doing this job. Getting to the top nut for this alternator, which is where the, I guess it's the feed, the power feed back to the battery from the alternator. That sucker is a bear to get to, guys. Even through here. I don't know if you can see it, but hopefully you can see right here where I've taken this cover off of it. There's a 1/2 inch nut back here. And yeah, good luck getting to it. But what you can do is you can come above the strut tower here. If you go above the control arm, with an extension and a 1/2-inch socket, a deep dish 1/2-inch socket and an extension, you can get to that sucker from right here, and you can just ratchet that bad boy off. And I think once that's off, we're going to have an easier time getting this alternator out of here. And I know it's a little dark in here. It's going to be hard to see, but I think I've about coerced her out. I got that pigtail off the back. On the back side of the alternator, you have to push in. There's a push button on that pigtail that plugs in, a little clip. You push that and wiggle, and the pigtail comes out. So now there should be nothing left holding the alternator in. It's just going to be it's one of those. You got to wiggle it. That reminds me of the song, My Money Don't Jiggle Jiggle. Anyway, you got to wiggle this sucker until she comes loose, and then I'm hoping there's enough room in this hole right here to just drag this bad boy out. So I'm going to say prepare for a fight. I doubt she's going to want to come out easy, and prepare to contort your arms and your hands all over the place to get this out. Fuck! Shit! You son of a biscuit eater. Okay, well, that hurt. That's all right, though. Now it's just a matter of figuring out the right sequence of events to actually pull the stupid alternator out of the front. Be very careful. This is a lot heavier than I gave it credit for. There she is. All right. There she is. It's a lot heavier than I gave it. Ooh, it tried to rip my fingernail off. I knew that hurt for a reason. We got it out. All we got to do is get the new one in. So out with the old and in with the new. And I'm telling you, these alternators are heavy, man. Good Lord. Before you go through the trouble of trying to slam this sucker in there, probably a good idea to make sure that you got 3 plugs. Yep, you got 3 plugs over there. A pole. Mounting bolts are in the same position. Yeah, they are. Okay, so we should be good to go. We might want to take this off first. Get that out of the way. Now she's ready to put in. Now, before you go any further, I highly recommend you get any type of electrical cleaner, whatever you got, man. Electronic parts cleaner, hell, carburetor cleaner if you don't have any of that. Go ahead and pull that pigtail. You can reach in from back here, and you can pull it out right there, okay? Got clear access to it. Clean that sucker. Make sure the pins are clean. Make sure the wires look good before you go through all this trouble of putting another alternator in here. I'm not going to bore you with the cussing trying to put the alternator back in. I'll come back here in just a minute when it's done. You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you? It's absolutely not that easy, because the alternator that I picked up, you remember we have a threaded little insert here? Can you see that? That's not all the way in, so I can't get this to bolt up to the engine. After fighting with it for about 5 minutes, I realized the problem and then had to fight to fish the damn thing back out again. I'm going to tell you, this is not a horrible job. It's not. It's not fun. It's not pleasant. Definitely a little time consuming. This is not a complicated nor a hard job. It's just one of those things where... Ah! See? Anybody that ever told you can't fix a problem with a hammer doesn't know what they're talking about. Shade Tree 101. All right, I think we're good now. All right, alternator is installed. I'm debating on whether I want to put all the plastics back together and hope that it works. That's a bit of a chance, don't you think? But we got everything installed. Hopefully you can see. I don't know. I don't know if you can see anything back there or not, but the alternator is in. It's nice and shiny. And all that's really left is putting on the plastic pieces, putting the wheel back on. I think I'm going to go ahead and button it up. I'm going to cross my fingers that it works. You should never do that. I'm going to go ahead and button everything up, and we're going to start it. We're going to find out if we fix the alternator. If so, I think this was a steal of a deal for a car that needed a set of tires and a freaking alternator, man. All right, moment of truth. Is it fixed? Well, it better be. It better be. Going through the wheel well was definitely relatively easy, if you can call it easy. Blend door actuator is making some noise. That's new. It wasn't doing that earlier. Let's throw a jump on it real quick and see what it does. All right. Let's try this again. Interesting. Well, that ain't normal. Third time's a charm. There it is. There it is. All right, I don't know why the little blend door actuator is going crazy, but we've got a light that's no longer on. A couple of them. The brake light is off. The battery light is off. She's charging. Look at that. The VDC off light is still on. The TPMS light is still flashing. I'm not overly concerned with those. Guys, at the end of the day, this is a 200,000 mile base model Nissan Xterra. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just one of those things, you know, by the time I was done with fees and everything out the door, I'm sure I had about $1,500 into this thing. Alternator's another $100. The tires probably another couple hundred. I still got to get them installed. So by the time you're done, I'm gonna have what, $1,800 into this. Unfortunately, I can't sell this for like $4,000. It needs a good cleaning too. Like honestly, I should really take it to the auto spa for a thorough interior detail. It's pretty nasty. If I remember right, the AC does work in this. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on real quick. Low washer fluid, we can fix that with a little bit of washer fluid. AC does work. We do have that Kenwood. Does it work? It does. Well, okay. Does it have a CD in it maybe? Bluetooth, audio disconnect, auxiliary, standby. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it does. No, there's no CD player in it. Anyway, it's a Kenwood Acceleron. It's a good old unit with Bluetooth and auxiliary inputs and everything. Very nice unit. USB input. So it does work. Air conditioning does work. Unfortunately, this VDC button, I don't know exactly what that's for, but anyway, the good news is that I know the oil pressure is sitting really high. That's probably not accurate either. It's got 200,000 miles on it, guys. At the end of the day, it actually sounds pretty good. Really? Let's try the AC real quick again. It's blowing out of the vents. Let's see if it'll blow out a defrost. It's making some noise, but it is blowing out of the defroster now. So she changed. She changed. And we'll put it back on vent again. Probably hear it click again. Come on. And right back on vent. So there you go. What do you want, man? It's an old vehicle. Steering is good. Let's double check the alternator. We've got the lights on. Oh yeah. 14.3. I'm gonna call that a win, guys. I'm gonna call that a win. We're not done. This was step one. We had to fix the alternator so we could drive it, because next I want to take it down to Walmart up the road here. It's probably going to be about 15 miles each way. It'll be a good test to make sure that it's not going to blow up or break down on us. I'm going to throw these tires in the back, and we're going to take this thing up to Walmart and get these tires installed. We'll get them mounted and balanced, and maybe while we're there, we'll have Walmart do a cleaning on these headlights as well, just to make it look a little bit better. And then we'll see what Brian down at the Auto Spa thinks he can do with this for the least amount of money. I want it to look decent, but honestly, I've already got more in it than I'm probably going to be able to sell it for. But I got a hunch on this one, guys. I do. I got a really good feeling that this is a solid runner and driver. Just needed a little bit of basic maintenance and a little bit of a cleaning. She'll be back on the road, good as new. All right, it's a new day, and it's time to get this thing down to Walmart. Got a few things we need Walmart to do for us. Number one, change the tires. We need new tires. We need them mounted and balanced. We need those headlights cleaned, assuming they offer that service out here in Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. I have no idea. And I totally forgot this thing has a bad battery. It will not start, so I brought my booster pack with me. Oh, it's got cold air conditioning though. Let's get this thing down to Walmart and see if we can get some tires, a battery, and maybe some headlights cleaned up. All right, we're getting it down the road. We're going 60 miles an hour, and man, it rides pretty rough. Kind of concerned we might have a tire ready to blow. We're I guess we're just gonna do it, man. I don't know what else to do. We're just gonna go for it. I think Purcell, Oklahoma is probably about 20 miles away, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. I reset the trip, so we will find out when we get there. It's a little late in the day. I'm hoping they can go ahead and get to it and get us taken care of. If they can't do the headlights, I'm not going to stress over the headlights all that much. The main thing this thing needs is tires. Desperately bad, it needs tires. We'll put some gas in it, some fresh tires, and then we got to do a little bit of cleaning. And this thing will be ready to go down the road. So we're 2 miles in. Let's see what happens as we get closer to Walmart's Tire Lube Express. Well, we made it to the Walmart Tire Lube Express, 23.5 miles. Let's see what they can do for us. Hopefully we can get these tires done, maybe a battery, and maybe the headlight cleaning service. All right, we're done. I'll show you what it looks like when we get back to the shop. But it came out to $240.84. It needed a battery, which sucks. We got the headlights done. I don't know, the battery was $120 by itself, but the nice thing is you can put the key in now, and it fires right up. Not an issue. There we go. Well, now there's an airbag light. There it goes. Okay. I was going to say, come on, man. We don't need any more problems. The question is, so it was about 24 miles here. We now have to drive 24 miles back. I'm going to go ahead and get some gas. It's a little low, so I'm going to put a little bit of fuel in it. We're going to get on the road, and we're going to find out if this thing still shakes and shimmies like crazy, or if it's nice and smooth now. And down the road we go, 65 miles an hour. And before, when we were driving this thing, it was unbearable. It was shaking and vibrating all over the road. And here we are now doing 65, and it is smooth as silk. Doesn't pull to any direction. Brakes feel great. We took this from a very rough, problematic vehicle, and we spent a few $100s on it, and we turned it into something really nice. Now, ultimately, the main thing it needed was a new alternator. $100 for that. After that, the tires, you know, a couple $100 for those, and finally the bill from Walmart, which was $240, so a couple $100 there. So, okay, it costs a little more than I really wanted to spend on it when it was all said and done. Will I make a profit on it? Probably not, but at the end of the day, I think it made for some interesting video content for you guys, and ultimately, it's going to go back to the auction, and somebody is most likely going to get a very cheap vehicle. They're probably going to bid on it, expecting there to be tons of things wrong with it, and they will be pleasantly surprised when they go pick it up and find out that it is a nice, smooth running and driving vehicle with cold air conditioning, brand new tires, and super clean headlights. As soon as we get back to AAR headquarters, I'll do a walk around. We'll try to empty some of the crap out of this. We'll give it a quick wipe down. We're not going to spend a lot of time cleaning it up, because honestly, I've already got too much time and too much money invested into this, considering I'm probably going to lose a ton on it. But we'll do our best to clean it up quickly so that we can get her down to auction and somebody can get themselves a decent new vehicle. Well, we've driven her right around 60 miles. It was 25 miles there, 25 miles back. And then the first time we took it out for a test drive, we went 10 miles, 5 there and 5 back. So that's 60 miles on the old girl. And for 200,000 miles, she really doesn't look too bad. Those headlights look really, really nice. Walmart does a really great job of cleaning headlights, man, and it's super cheap. They charge like 20 bucks or 25 bucks for the pair, and they give you a 1-year warranty on it. In my opinion, I don't think you're going to get better than that. If you bought this stuff to do it yourself, it's probably going to cost that much. You don't get a warranty, and you have to do it yourself. So you might as well, in my opinion, you might as well just let Walmart do it. There's those new tires. They're looking real good. Matching set of, what are these? Good Strip. Hold on, no way. Good Trip. They're Good Trip tires. I told you, yeah, they're Chinese tires, man. I don't care. They're Good Trip GS07 HTs, and they work for me. That's all that matters. The interior is fairly dirty. There's not much I'm going to do to clean this up too much. I am going to get all the crap out of it. I'll probably give it a quick vacuum and a quick wipe down, And then that's it. I'm going to call up Insurance Auto Auctions, and I'm going to tell them to come get the old girl. Obviously, clean the windows. Those are nasty. As far as I'm concerned, though, I'm done, guys. I'm done. This is it. She's a good running and driving vehicle, and I call it a success. Even though I'm going to lose quite a bit of money on this one, it's still a success. It's sitting over here with the GMC Jimmy, and hopefully tomorrow I can get that Nissan Maxima brought over here, finished with a working transmission, and hopefully that one can be ready to go to Insurance Auto Auctions as well. If you're seeing this video, most likely down below is a link that should take you straight to Insurance Auto Auctions, where you can bid on this car for yourself. Now, just because the link is there doesn't mean the car is actually up for sale yet. All right, it takes IAA about a week or so when they get the car into inventory to actually process all the paperwork and everything and get it listed as ready for auction. But you can still click the link, you can still put it on your watch list, and you can still get notified when it actually goes up for auction. So if you're interested in this, definitely put it on your watch list right now. If it is not in this video's description box, come back and check a little bit later. I promise you, this is going up for auction at IAA very, very soon. Roxy, what do you say, girl? What do you say, sweetheart? Yeah? You're a good dog. A great dog. Yes, you are. We've got the Ram Power Wagon over here. We've got the Ram TRX here soon. We're going to have to get a couple of these other cars. My next project, if you're wondering what's coming up, my next big project to get running is, it's going to be the Chrysler 300, because assuming I can get that oil pan fixed and the engine is not toast, this is probably worth more than anything else I've got out here right now. So that is definitely a big deal coming up here soon. But next is going to be getting this Nissan Maxima. Hopefully, crossing my fingers, we can fix the transmission in this and put this over there with the other ones. After the Maxima, what else? I need to get to that Honda. Honestly, I'm not feeling it right now. So we'll do the Maxima. Then we'll move on to the 300 and try to get that engine fixed. And then, hold on, let me go see what's in the garage. Yeah, the garage is a mess. I totally forgot about the Citation. This one, honestly, is going to be a while. I'm going to get some tires put on it probably tomorrow. I'm going to send this down to Mako probably immediately. I'm going to get them started on the paint work. This one, there's a story coming out about it if it's not already out, and it may have already come out, but this one is going to end up going down the road. We definitely need to get back to the Model T, and then my latest acquisition is this, a 1993 Craftsman 2 with an 18 horsepower. There you go. You remember this engine? If you look, it's one of those side mount engines, right? So the shaft comes out the side, which drives the belts down below. This is a 44-inch with a 6-speed. You basically got a 2-speed differential and 3 transmission gears. Super, super cool old tractor right here, guys. Some of you remember this. I got this for nothing. Nothing. And I have yet to actually get to do anything with it. It just arrived today. I paid $100 for it at an estate sale. It got delivered, and I was told it doesn't run. So stay tuned. I want to get this running, and then I want to take it out, and I want to mow with it. So do me a favor, if you enjoyed today's video, hit the thumbs up button and let me know you enjoyed today's content. Share the video with your friends on social media. It would go a long way to help support the channel. I would truly appreciate it. I also appreciate you for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. Thank you so much. If you're not subscribed to the channel, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. We got a lot of toys and things to tinker with and play with over here. I look forward to bringing those videos to you in the future. Comment below. Stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.